What's going on, guys? Noah Sanford here, hanging out here on Lake Mead this afternoon, out here with Megan. We only have a couple hours to fish right now, just enjoying the nice sunny day. Beautiful weather right now, almost 70 degrees. Way too warm and nice for February, but we're not complaining. Gonna see if we can get on a few pre-spawn bass, so let's get to it. So as you guys can see here, we fished that outside main lake point type area for about the first 45 minutes to an hour of the day, going after those big female pre-spawn bass in that deeper water. And so like I've been talking about a lot recently, guys, if you want to go after those big female pre-spawn bass, you're going to want to target either the deep coves, the main lake points, or those offshore points. And so you can see we kind of started on that offshore point, fishing that 25 to 35 foot range with a big bait. Didn't end up catching anything, so I scooted kind of around the corner here into the spot you see me fishing at here, because I knew it was just a couple minutes around the corner from where that main lake point was. And so the reason that I stopped at this spot specifically is because I know that in the past it's been a good spot for those bedfish, because as you take a look at the contour and the structure here, you're going to notice a lot of sand, a little bit of vegetation, a little bit of gravel. And that's really the perfect texture and the perfect depth range to find these male bass that are scouting at the beds, okay? The male bass in the spring and in the pre-spawn right now, they're going to be up shallow looking for those areas with a little bit of sand, a little bit of gravel, nice and sunny and nice and shallow to where they can make their bed and hopefully spawn with another female. And so an area like this, 5 to 10 foot, shallow cove, calm water, all the right texture with the sand and gravel. It's really an ideal textbook spot for these male bass to be sitting. Sure enough, after only about 5 or 10 minutes of cruising around, making a few casts with my reaction bait, I think I was throwing a fluke right here. Like I said, if you want to target these male bass in these areas, throw a reaction bait, a jerk bait, little crankbait, square bill, fluke, something like that that's going to trigger a reaction bite. They're not really focused on eating right now. They're mainly focused on finding an area to make their bed. So you're not really going to catch them with that finesse presentation. You might get lucky and catch a few like that, but most of the time, the best way I found to catch them when they're up shallow like this and kind of spooky is to throw a reaction bait and just get that instinctual bite. But anyways, like I said, we saw probably a dozen bass in the next hour. I kind of cruised throughout a couple of these shallower sandy coves, and it really made it clear that the spawn is very, very close, guys. So at least for us here on Lake Mead, Lake Mojave in southern Nevada, these desert lakes, the spawn is typically beginning to middle of March is when they start cruising on beds, and then middle to end of March, beginning of April is when they start getting on and locked on those beds. And so now is a great time to check out these shallow areas if you guys are interested in trying to catch these male bass up shallow. So target those 5 to 10 foot in areas that you would see like the one on the screen here, shallow sandy coves. That's where you're going to find the males. And then a little bit later here, we're going to keep moving and go on into another area where we caught another big female bass. And so that's going to be another one of those areas where I was fishing a drop off, threw my bait in about 30 feet. And so you guys are going to see that coming up here in just a minute. We caught a really nice, big, fat female largemouth. Definitely a female from the way it looked and the way its stomach was all fat. It was definitely full of eggs getting ready to spawn. And so check it out. There's a fish. 2 hours later, we got a biter. I don't think it's super big, but I don't think it's tiny. It's a decent one. Right on the point. It's a decent one. He's starting to grow. It's a real nice one, actually. He is dogging. This guy does not want to show his face. Well, looks like we're trying to reenact from the other night. 5-minute fight again. Big largemouth. That's cool. I thought this was going to be a smallmouth for sure, the way I was fighting. Got him. Yeah, there he is. Look at that one, guys. That's a nice one. Nice, like 2.5 pounder probably. Let's get a weight on it. Oh wow, he's way bigger than I thought. Look at that. 306. I underestimated. I guess, yeah, you know what, guys? That's a big old female right there. You see how fast she is? Big old female largemouth. That's exactly what that is. I'm going to go ahead and get her back in. There she goes. Nice 3-pounder right there, guys. So as you guys can see behind me, I'm kind of fishing on like this rock wall, this 45-degree angle rock wall. And I threw my bait out in probably about 30 feet of water or so. And so that just goes to show you right there. That's one of those big fat female pre-spawn bass. And so those big females are going to be off the ends and the edges and the ledges of this kind of stuff. The males are the ones you're going to see up shallow, but the big females like that with the big fat guts full of eggs, those are going to be down in that 25, 35 foot range, and that's exactly where I hook that fish. Well, that's it for today, guys. Wrapped up the evening with a beautiful sunset coming back into the marina and ate dinner at the little restaurant there at the marina. If you guys have never been there, you should definitely check it out. It's a cool little pirate-themed restaurant right there on the lake. It's a really fun time. Appreciate you guys always coming along. Thank you to all of you guys who are subscribing, liking, commenting. The channel continues to grow. My name is Noah Sanford. We'll see you guys out on the water.